10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the freaking frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the freaking frogs gay. Serious crap.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? What's going on, everybody? How you guys doing today? It's Friday. For some of you, anyway, it's Friday. I don't know about the rest of y'all. I got to work tomorrow, so it's not even really Friday for me. Although it was off today. It was still Friday. I don't know. Anyway, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? How you guys doing? Welcome, 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 everyone. Trying to get all my stuff cleaned up here. My office is currently a clusterfuck of a mess. So I was trying to straighten up before the chat. That did not go very well. I tried, man. I did. I tried. Just wasn't happening. I got some of it done. I got some of my mess cleaned up. But, you know. But today we're just going to kind of treat this like a trigger time. It's Friday. I mean, I know I called it the Guns and Geeks podcast, but I'm just going to sit here and talk to you guys for a while. Shoot the shit for the next hour. Oh, speaking of which, did y'all watch? I don't know if anybody did. I only even knew about it because X Item 1 texted me last night. Yankee did a fucking debate with some dude that I've never heard of. I don't even remember what his fucking name. What was his name? The fuck was this dude's name? He went like this. He went on another guy's channel to debate another guy. Like there was two dudes involved. Like it was one dude's channel, but the other dude was the one that wanted to debate Yankee. Fuck, what was his name? I gotta find this. I can't remember what the fuck was. I think it was Randy something. And I don't remember the name of the channel. Because I'll be honest, I hadn't heard of either of these two people. So let me see if I can find it. It's got to be in my history somewhere, right? Yeah, there it is. Randy Reviews It. Never heard of this dude at all. And then I guess the name of the channel that they were on was called Focus Trip. Yeah, Yankee debated some dude named Randy Reviews It. Anybody heard of this dude? I didn't know who that was. Anyway, I mean, Yankee fucking debates people a lot. So I don't know. I don't know why I watched it. I say a lot. Does he do it a lot? He does it more than anybody else. Like I've seen more Yankee, you know, debating with people that he disagrees with than most other channels. So I don't know. I just started watching it. So I was like, okay, because Adam sent me a fucking thing to it, link to it, and I joined the chat and started watching, and I caught the beginning of it. And I was like, okay, we'll see what this is about. And it turns out, because it's not in the title, I didn't know what the fuck what they were arguing about. They were arguing about the Sig P320 and shit. And honestly, I don't even really like give a shit about the Sig P320 and whether or not fucking it is or isn't a safe gun or whatever. I don't have much of an opinion on it. It's not really a gun I've ever cared much about, to be honest. You know what I mean? But I was like, okay, I'll see if Yankee debate somebody. But it was a good debate. It was a good debate because of the fact that this dude was just complete. Whoever this Randy dude is was just completely fucking unprepared for a debate or a conversation. Just like completely. Like he wants to have this debate with Yankee about this one specific topic, and he like basically knows nothing about it. It was fucking hilarious. Let me get this super chat here. Am I a geek? I won the state math bee in 5th grade. No, well, that means that's more of a nerd than a geek. See, nerds are like book smart, math smart, you know, school smart. Geeks are more like smart about shit that don't fucking matter. Like sci-fi and fantasy and comic books and shit. Being a nerd is much more valuable than being a geek, honestly. Anyway, Preston Garvey says, "Did you just drink from a 2-liter Pepsi bottle?" No, this is a Bubba Steel fucking what you call it? It's just a water. Just water. But no, it's not. No Pepsi. I don't drink Pepsi. Vulcan Rumble says, "You are a Beretta fan. You have actually admitted it." I am a Beretta fan. Yeah, I'm a Beretta fan. But I don't. What does that have to do with the Sig P320? I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So it was just it was a fun debate to watch. I don't know that I agree with Yankee necessarily. I mean, maybe, I don't know, because I honestly I've never really cared that much about that gun. But Yankee brought up some really good points, and Randy just fucking. I even asked the chat at one point, nobody responded. I was like, is this Randy dude a retard? Like, he just came across, he was like more interested in making fun of fucking Yankee's Funko Pops he has in the background than actually talking about the thing that he asked Yankee to be there to talk about. Because every time Yankee, he would say something, and then Yankee would be like, well, actually, in the report from the fucking U.S. Army and what they said about the P320, blah, 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 this is what they said. And then the dude would have no response to it, so he would just try to insult Yankee. Like, it was just, he would just be like, it was fucking funny. Again, I don't really have a dog in the fight, but if you were watching that debate and you didn't know either of these two people, and you watched this one dude just act like he just doesn't know a fucking thing about the very thing that he fucking wanted to have a conversation about, and you've got the other guy who fucking is like quoting actual reports and shit done about the topic from like the U.S. military and from SIG and from distributors and all this shit. Like, you'd be like, oh, this Randy dude's a fucking retard. He doesn't know anything. I thought it was funny. It was a fun watch. It was a fun watch. Let's see. Dwayne says, totally ignores like usual. Yawn. What interesting news? What? What are you talking about? Totally ignores like usual. Totally ignores what? Did I ignore something? You didn't say anything. Vulgar Rumble says, I do drink Pepsi. I will drink 2 to make up for you. That's fine. I like Dr. Pepper. That's my drink of choice, but I'm from Texas. So there you go. Jolly says, no one won that debate except Focus Trip's wallet. No shit. That dude fucking made bank. He had to make several $100s during that fucking chat. There was just fucking super chats coming in like a motherfucker during that chat. Like, he fucking banked like a motherfucker. So, But anyway, it was good. It was interesting. So, Dwayne says, it's Yankee, nothing unusual. Oh, yeah. David Jones says, good time to buy Sig stock? Maybe, I don't know. If you want to buy a 320, it's a fucking great time to buy a 320 because those things are getting fucking traded in like a motherfucker and selling dirt cheap. I can buy a bunch of them. We were talking about this the other day on one of the chats. It's a great, like, I know here in Michigan, all the law enforcement agencies, including the Michigan State Police, traded in all their Sig P320s for Glocks, and you can get P320s for in the $300 to $350 range, like at gun stores everywhere and online and shit. So I don't know. It's Sig though. Like, it's Sig. It's one gun that they may or may not be having problems with. I don't know. It's not like it's gonna fucking, like, they'll rebound. I'm sure Sig will be fine in the end. Walper says, the thing is, a while back, Yank poked at Randy about his P320 talks. Yankee called Randy fat and questioned if his kids were biological because of his gut size. Randy got mad. Yeah, they mentioned something about that in the chat last night. They were talking about it, and Yankee apologized. He's like, look, man, Yankee said, he's like, look, whenever we're on chats together, he's like, I've been doing this for years. He's like, we get on chats together. We just fucking sit there and fuck with each other and insult each other and yell at each other and all this stuff. He's like, I didn't. And then he kind of made another dig at the Randy dude. He's like, if I had known you were so sensitive, I wouldn't have done it. He's like, if somebody had told me that you would, fucking be this upset about it, I wouldn't have done it. He's like, I'm sorry. He's like, and I know Yankee, and he sounded sincere. He's like, seriously, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I said what I said, and I'm sorry that it offended you. So, and he's right though, by the way, because the whole way that me and Yankee became friends was by yelling at each other and calling each other fucking morons all the time. That's how we became friends, is by disagreeing and yelling at each other. Like, and I never took any of the shit he said to me personal, and he never took any of the shit I said to him personal. And we disagree on a whole fuck ton of stuff. So this Brady dude apparently just couldn't fucking take it, and he got all butthurt and pissed and triggered and wanted to get back at Yankee, and apparently last night was his chance to do that, and he fucking failed hard. He failed fucking hard. Because even in, like, after the debate was over, and then the dude who runs the channel, they were still talking. They went on and kept doing a live chat, and then he brought a couple other people in, and they were like, so what did you think of the debate and all this stuff? And the other two dudes that he brought in, I guess, are maybe his normal co-hosts or some shit. Again, I don't know who this channel is. But they were both like, yeah, Randy fucking was severely underprepared and blah, 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 blah. Even the dude, Randy, because I stuck around for about 10 minutes after Yankee left. I was just sitting, bored, fucking whatever, playing on my phone. And even the dude, Randy, started leaving comments. Yeah, I wasn't very prepared for this. Motherfucker, you're the one that called for it. What did you expect was going to fucking happen? Like, you fucking got butthurt because you were on a chat with Yankee and he called you fat and insinuated that maybe your kids weren't biologically yours because your dick's too small to actually have fucking made penetration. Which, by the way, it's kind of fucking funny, dude. I don't give a shit. It's kind of fucking funny. And so you're like, I'm going to get back at this motherfucker. How do I do it? Well, I'm going to talk this other channel into letting me debate him. And then I'm going to go into the debate completely unprepared. How does that make any fucking sense? Like, that was just dumb. That was fucking dumb. Even if he was 100% right. Like, the argument was, are Sig P320s dangerous guns or not, blah, 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 I guess. And Randy's like, yes, they are. And Yankee's like, no, that's just how they are. Like you'd have to watch the whole debate to hear what Yankee was saying about it. I'm not going to reiterate all that shit, but Yankee's like, no, they're exactly as they were designed to be. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just you have to know this is the way the gun's designed, blah, 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 blah. It's going to go off if you fucking do anything to the trigger. It doesn't have a trigger safety. It doesn't have a manual safety. If you look at the internals, that's how it's designed, blah, 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 all this shit, whatever. Okay. And there's no actual proof that any of the times the gun went off, it went off without something coming into contact with the trigger. And, Randy's like, yeah, it's a completely unsafe gun and it goes off like all the time without anybody even touching the gun. And then Yankee goes through the list of all the times that it's happened. He's like, and every single time somebody was touching the fucking gun. Now, does that mean that it's a safe gun? No. What it does mean is that there's no actual proof that somebody was not doing something to the gun when it went off. I don't know. Again, don't care. Don't have a dog in this fucking fight. But maybe be better prepared if you're going to fucking get into an argument or a debate with something, which, by the way, it was not a fucking debate. Like, I think Yankee tried to keep it a debate, tried to make it a debate. He went into it thinking it was a debate, and the Randy dude just wanted to say, you're wrong and you collect Funko Pops and fuck you and you probably don't even shoot your guns. Like, that was his argument. And I was just like, I've argued with Yankee a lot in 15 fucking years. Okay? It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Ozzy Osbourne says, I'm a big Sig hammer-fired fan. It's too bad upper management has destroyed the company over the P320 ordeal. Yeah, I am too. I love, I've got a couple of Sigs, and both of them are hammer-fired guns. I love them both. Sig is one of my favorite manufacturers. When it comes to striker-fired guns, as you guys know, I'm not I will always prefer a hammer-fired, like double action, single action, whether it be a Beretta or a 226 or whatever, over a striker-fired gun. And then my preference is basically, if I'm gonna buy a striker-fired gun, might as well just buy a Glock, right? They've been doing it for a long ass fucking time. They've pretty much, perfected the technology and more. They're well-priced guns, more accessories, great magazines, blah 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 blah, all the fucking typical shit. Like, the reason you buy a Glock is not because it's the best gun in the world or the prettiest gun in the world, but it's a damn good utilitarian gun for the price, right? So why bother with a fucking P320? That's kind of always been my, I don't really give a shit about the P320. And then all this stuff came out about people fucking, the gun will go off if you drop it. And then people were doing shit like trying to prove it by hitting it on the back of the fucking slide with a hammer. It's like, why are you doing that? Like, that doesn't prove anything. You know what I mean? Like, it's like if you had a revolver back before revolvers had fucking hammer safeties, right? And you took a revolver with the hammer down and hit the hammer with a hammer. Would it go off? Yeah, it would. Does that prove the gun is fucked up and malfunctioning? No, it just means you don't fucking hit your gun with a fucking hammer, dude. Like, to me, that never proved anything. It doesn't mean the Sig P320 is a good gun. But that doesn't prove anything. But that was what, 6-7 years ago when people were doing that shit, and then they got the military contract, and now it's guns going off by themselves. Are they going off by themselves? I don't fucking know. I've watched some of these videos. The videos don't show a gun just sitting there by itself going off. All the fucking videos that are out there show a gun in a holster that somebody was, reholstering or pulling out of a holster. They were doing something to the gun at the time. So the videos are, that doesn't mean they touched the trigger. But unless you're going to fucking have a camera this fucking close showing exactly where their finger was when it happened, it doesn't prove anything. Let's see. Where are we at? Dwayne says, Bull Armory's new EDC 2011 is amazing with under 1,000 beans price tag. The Bull Armory stuff is really fucking nice. Like they're really, really, really beautifully well-crafted guns. I don't know if I'm ready to drop around $1,000 on another 1911 right now or anytime. I've got the one that I spent like $1,200 on, and I'm cheap, some bitch. You guys know that. You've been watching the channel for a while. I'm cheap as fuck. So spending over $1,000 on a fucking pistol is a lot. I don't know if I'll ever do that again. Not when there's so many good guns out there on the market that can be had for like $5, for like less than half that. So Walper says, so that's why Yankee likes it when I yell at him. Yes. He gets off on it. David Jones says, I will debate Yankee right now. My blood memory will prove superior. Fucking blood memory shit. Dude, that shit is so fucking... I wish I would have fucking kept that chat. Like, I took it down because I had to take it down. It would have come back on my channel. Like, I know it fucking would have. It would have fucked me at some point. Because the shit that people were saying in that fucking chat was definitely against YouTube terms of service, which is why I erased it. But I wish I would have saved a copy of it, because that fucking chat was wild as shit. Let me come on your channel, because for those that don't know, if you weren't around at that time, I got tired of fucking hearing all these motherfuckers call themselves alt-right, and I was like, hey guys, alt-right was nomenclature that was created by Richard Spencer, who is a very public avowed white supremacist, who there's literally video of him saying no longer are we white nationalists, we are now the alt-right, like that type of shit, you know what I mean? And then a year later or so, all these fucking right-wing Trump supporters started calling themselves alt-right. And I think I did a video, probably, or maybe I said it on live chat, I don't fucking remember, saying, hey, you guys should really stop calling yourselves alt-right, because that's like a fucking, that's like, you're basically saying, I'm a racist, you know what I mean? Like, because you don't understand where that term came from. And, which now I think they call themselves, is it Groypers? Is that the new one? Or is that something else? Because I heard somebody say that Groypers were the, evolution of the alt-right, but I don't know. Anyway, that's beside the point. The fuck was I saying? Anyway, I said people should stop calling themselves alt-right, because alt-right equals racist. And at some point I was like, hey, I want to get some alt-right people on here to prove to me they're not racist. And my thought process was I was going to have a chat with some people that were calling themselves alt-right. I was going to talk to them about the fact of where the term alt-right came from. And in the end, they would get proven to not be alt-right because they weren't really racist. Instead, what happened was 3 dudes came on the chat, said they were alt-right, and then just repeatedly were racist for 2 fucking hours. And proved, no, they are the true definition of alt-right. Never mind. It was an interesting fucking chat. Preston Garvey says, Glock is the master race. I don't think Glock's the master race. I think Glock is a fantastic utilitarian gun. It is not the best gun around, though. Still rather have a fucking Beretta. Welper says, by the way, if y'all would like to see, I'm supposed to be going over the possible design issues of the P320 on Yanks chat tomorrow night. I will do my best to explain my investigations. Oh, that'd be cool. I'll watch that. Yeah, I mean, again, because I don't have a dog in the fight, the way, I will say the way Yankee explained it made sense. But I don't know. It was a very entertaining chat to watch. So it really was. Go check it out if you want. And now I've already forgot that dude's channel's name. I don't remember. Just look for Yankee Debate Randy. You'll find it. don't know what else to say. But what else happened today, man? I know there was some stories that popped up about a bunch of education monies that was released back to the schools by the Trump administration. So I know that. I heard there was some more stuff coming out about Ghislaine Maxwell. She's continuing, like, I guess she was doing some of her interview with or meetings with the DOJ yesterday and some more today. And now people were saying, oh, she may get pardoned or some shit like that. Which, I mean, I mean, she was fucking, you know, at least partially responsible for people being trafficked. I don't think she should get a pardon. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Maybe a reduced sentence or something for participation and testifying. I mean, I think, you know, maybe I'd be okay with that. I understand that's how shit goes. I mean, if she testifies and it leads to some really bad people being locked up, you know, I'll be okay with her getting some kind of deal, but just straight up being pardoned, I don't know if I'm okay with that. I don't know. It depends on, I guess it depends on what her testimony is. You know what I mean? Like, how many, does her testimony lead to a whole bunch of people being locked the fuck up and like some children potentially being saved and shit like that? Then I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this bitch getting a fucking pardon. Not that it was officially mentioned. Like, it's not like the Trump administration came out and said they'll give her a pardon, but it's something that's being talked about, like, behind closed doors and shit like that. So there are definitely rumors swirling around that might have been something that may be in the works or offered. I mean, you gotta get a pardon for being Ghislaine, whatever the fuck her name is, bitch, cunt Maxwell. Have been involved in the shit that she was involved in. You're gonna have to fucking do a lot to get a fucking pardon. I mean, as far as I'm concerned. The president handing out pardons, who knows what his criteria is for a pardon, but as far as I'm concerned, like, it better lead to a whole lot of bad motherfuckers getting locked up for the rest of their lives. Walter says the debate from last night is on Yankee's channel also. He streamed it as well. Oh, he streamed it too? I didn't even fucking pay attention to that. Vulnerable says windstorms in Massachusetts. Tree attacked a car. A tree attacked a car. They attacked it like there was premeditation there. Mr. Knives says Sig 1911 Nightmare dual wielding. Oh, that'd be awesome. I would love to have two nightmares, but I'd want like one. Well, then it wouldn't be the nightmare, but I'd love to have like one that's the exact opposite of my nightmare. So my nightmare is all like matte black with like stainless accents on like the trigger and the mag release and the hammer and the beaver tail and shit like that. Like that, all that stuff's stainless, but the gun itself is matte black. I'd love to have the exact opposite as a pair, like an all stainless gun with matte black accents on it, and then have those in one of those fucking dual small of the back fucking 1911 holsters, like from fucking Face Off. I would love that. I would really, really love that. Moski says, Mr. Matt, how have you been, good sir? Not too shabby. Just working a lot, man. Just working a lot. But working at a job that I enjoy. It's been a while since I've really enjoyed a job. I'll be honest with you. It's been a long time. Long time since I've worked someplace where I actually, like, I you know, I mean, like, you'd always rather be home, right? I mean, unless you just have a shitty home life. right? Like maybe those type of people would rather be at work, but you'd always rather be home. But the fact that I get up every day and I don't fucking feel bad about going to work, like I don't be like, oh, you know what I mean? And when I'm at work, I'm not like, oh God, you know what I mean? Like I actually enjoy my job, which is nice. Haven't had that in a while. David Jones says, Trump said he can pardon her, but he hasn't thought about it. Oh, is that what it was? He said he can pardon her, but he hasn't thought about it. Well, he just did by saying that. Anyway, let's see where we at here. Riot says, I bought my daughter a Ruger Security 380 and took her to the range. Awesome. She did well with it. She barely has enough hand strength to pull the double action trigger on my Beretta 92 9mm. Too much for her. Yeah, I mean, well, yeah. That for that, I mean, you'd want to carry it with the hammer back and the safety on, which is not really how you're supposed to carry a fucking Beretta. But you could carry it like that, and then she wouldn't have any problems with that first trigger pull. But the Security 380 is a nice little gun. It's awesome, dude. Vulcan Rumble says, up here in Massachusetts, people make up these cases, so I'd not be surprised if the Biden administration made the entire case up against Epstein just because he was weird. Oh, I don't believe that. There's way too much evidence and way too many people that claim all these things about Epstein. And he's gotten in trouble for it before. Like, he got in trouble for it, was it back in 2003? For things with underage girls. Jolly Roger said, you see Macron sued Candace Owens for defamation over her saying his wife's a man? Yeah, well, I saw that he's filed a lawsuit. We'll see if anything comes of it. Yeah, I did see that. That's funny. Like, you're a public figure, you're a politician, you're the leader of a country. You put yourself out there on the public stage. Hey, he's gonna have a hard time proving damages. So, I don't think it'll go anywhere. I think it's just a fucking ploy. Vulgar Noble says the officials are still standing around trying to figure out what to do with the tree. Cut it up and move it? What the fuck? Hey, sis out there says, I had a Sig Scorpion for a bit. Gave it to my dad for Christmas. Miss it big time, but can't bring myself to spend 1,400 beans on it these days. I know exactly what you mean. Fucking nice gun, though. Randy Butternup says, I hope the police don't show up anytime soon because the oaks around my house are dropping acorns and I have a tin roof. Oh, Lord. Yeah. You don't want to fucking get shot. Oh, that, by the way, that story is still fucking hilarious. That's over a year old now. When was the acorn thing? That was like February or March of 2024. It's an old story and still fucking hilarious. George says, I always wanted to make an AR like the one Ninja has in Chappie that would freak somebody out if you pull it out on somebody. AR from Chappie. What? Let me see. I don't remember that. Let me look up an IMFDB. Look up Chappie. Let me see. Okay, here's the Chappie page on IMFDB. Here, let me screen share this. Why the fuck not? Why am I not screen sharing gun shit with you guys? I'm looking for the AR. Mat 49, pictures, gas, rifles. Oh, this one, the gold one? Yeah, I do remember that now. I haven't watched that movie in a while. I'm guessing it's that one, yeah. That's cool. A lot of cool guns in this. Ooh, Mat 49, micro Uzis, regular Uzis, Berettas, Deagles, Webley. There was a Webley in that fucking movie. Jesus. Vector. Glocks. There's some cool guns in that. Let's see. 20 says, go look at knife porn. Check out my Joker knife. Okay, let me pull that one up. Where's knife porn? Ooh, what is that? Oh, Microtech. Purple Microtech. It needs some green accents on it to be more Joker-esque. Or a nice red, blood red smiley face on the blade. That'd be cool. That is cool. I want to pick up a Microtech. I don't own any Microtechs. I just have a hard time spending that much money on a fucking knife. I mean, they're good knives, but they're expensive. Mosky says, what are you doing for a living nowadays? I'm still doing the machinist thing, making good money, but not sure if I want to do it for the next 30 years. Well, I mean, if it's good money, dude. I don't know. Depends, right? Like, I don't know if you, I mean, are you 30 years from retirement? Is that what it is? So it's like, well, I'm going to be working for the next 30 years. Is this what I want to do, or do I want to find something else? I don't know, man. Depends on how old you are. You know what I mean? Like, if you're like 30, right? I mean, do it for at least 10 more years. Bank up as much money as you can. Try and get a house. All this, you know what I mean? Try and get yourself set, and then maybe start looking for something else that maybe you'd want to do a little bit more once you've got yourself set and you don't, you know what I mean? Like, you've got a lot of your bases covered. Maybe you've got a paid off house and paid off cars and things like that. And then you can, like, you know, worry less about needing more money. I don't know. But I don't remember how old you are, Mosky. Let's see. Oh, as far as what do I do for a living nowadays? I'll just say fuck it, I'll tell you guys. I'm not gonna tell you where I work or anything like that, but I'm private police. It's kind of like a step between a security guard and an actual cop. It's like being an actual cop, but for a private corporation. So you only work for them, but you can still do things cops can do, but only for the private corporation. So, like, I don't fuck with anybody. Like, I don't do shit that cops do, because I don't pull people over. Or I don't fucking, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm fucking with you, it's because you're fucking with my company or people that work for my company, and you're like doing something wrong, and you're on our fucking property. So, David Jones says, now that you're a Michigan man, how long before you visit Texas? I don't know. We got a baby coming in the family early next year, so we might be going to visit around then. Mosky says, do you think Sig is the next on the chopping block for a boycott? Debating selling my 365 XL because of their shadiness with 320 stuff. I don't know. Just don't buy their shit. I don't know about a fucking boycott. I wouldn't ever fucking... Like, the only reason I would see to boycott a gun company is if they were doing anti-gun, like anti-Second Amendment shit. But, you know, I don't know. Like, yeah, Springfield, for instance, right? The shit they were doing in Illinois and going against fucking FFLs and, you know, behind the scenes, like fighting against people's rights in Illinois and shit like that. Like, yeah, that's worthy of a boycott to me. But what Sig's doing, like, honestly, I'd need more information. Like, if you want to know the truth, like, I don't necessarily know that they've done anything wrong, because at the moment, the evidence points to they made a really, really sensitive gun. I would say probably maybe the thing they did wrong the most was advertise it as a suitable law enforcement gun, and I don't think it is, from what I've seen. So maybe that, I don't know, but is that worth boycotting them over? I don't know. I just say just don't buy their shit if you don't want it. Don't buy the fucking 320, and if you're mad at them, just don't buy their shit. But they haven't done anything like blatantly anti-Second Amendment or anything like that. So know what I mean? Know what I mean, Burn? So hold on, I'm trying to get some shit pulled up here. There we go. What else you got out there in the chat? Oh, now everybody just stops talking. I see how it is. I see how it is, motherfuckers. Excuse me. I'm trying to get some. There's not a lot going on in the world today, honestly. Let's see. George says, when I saw your picture in sunglasses with a dark shirt, I knew you were working in the private sector. That was my uniform, yeah. We did a July 4th parade. So the company I work for takes part in a fucking July 4th parade, and they wanted some of their officers to march in the parade. So we were marching in the parade, and that's a picture somebody took of me while I was marching in the parade. So what happens is, so sometimes you'll notice, like, I don't post traditional thumbnails for my videos. Like this week, the 3 videos that I posted, the 3 live chats that I posted Wednesday, yesterday, and today, they're just kind of like random fucking pictures of stuff. And that's because I did it Wednesday morning from my phone. And so I can only use pictures that I have on my phone. And I don't have any of my channel thumbnails on my phone. So I just like pulled pictures from my phone to use as thumbnails for the live chats. Like, I don't know why. The one I put on there for today, which says something about retard. Are you retarded, or are you a retard, or something like that? Like, I don't know why that's on my. It was saved on my phone. I was like, "Oh, that's an interesting thumbnail." I don't remember why that picture is on my phone, but it was there, and I was like, "Fuck it, why not?" So, David Jones just show the SKS. I can't show guns on the live chat. You know that, sir. Let's see. Amani says, we've never seen Vern. So Vern should have been nominated for an Emmy Best Cameraman. No shit, right? Who here remembers Vern? Know what I mean, Vern? Fucking Ernest. I guess you got to be a certain age to really remember. You got to at least have been, like, to really remember Ernest and all the fame that was Ernest, and Ernest Saves Christmas, and Ernest Goes to Camp, and the Halloween one and all that shit. Like, you got to at least have been born by like 1990 to have, because I mean, yeah, he kind of stopped doing movies by like 96, 97, something like that. Maybe even earlier than that. I don't remember. So, Let's see. Plain Nut says your chat screensaver reminded me of an Airbus throttle warnings that go off when too much power is applied. We've had people think the airplane was insulting them. My chat screensaver? What chat screen? You mean this thing in the background here? The blue and red thing going off in the background? Is that what you're talking about? I don't know. Vulgar Rumble says, is the Chinese food still bad? What Chinese food? I love Chinese food. Practical Bacon says, ew, in the best possible Ernest voice. I can't do that, but yeah, he'd do that. I grew up with some fucking Ernest, man. I remember Ernest when he was still doing commercials before he was ever doing movies or anything. That's where he came from. He was he started doing commercials. I think he started locally, but I don't remember where. And then he started doing national commercials, and then he started showing up on TV shows, and then he got movies. And so, David Jones says, Fantastic Four worth the loot? Yes. Fantastic Four was a great fucking movie, by the way. This is in the Geek Chat, so I wasn't going to really cover it too much. But Fantastic Four, I saw it today and was very pleasantly surprised. I had a fantastic time. I loved the movie. My wife loved the movie. Everything that I was potentially concerned about with that movie turned out to not be an issue at all. It was not an MCU movie, okay? There was all this talk that fucking Sue Storm was going to be the leader of the team and they were going to make it a girl-centric movie. Not at all. She's not the leader of the team. Reed is, just like he is in the comics. She's the second main character, because she's fucking Sue Storm. She's his wife. So they are the two main characters. She is not the leader of the team. He is. There was no MCU stuff in the movie. There was no woke shit at all in the fucking movie. It was fun, had a great story. I loved what they did with Galactus. Even Silver Surfer being Shala Ball instead of Norrin Rad, like in this movie, worked really well. Like it worked. Did not bother me at all. And yeah, it was a really good movie. I liked it a lot. So 2 thumbs up. Randy says, I'm a 95 baby and I remember Ernest movies. You did? Well, good. I'm glad. Maybe they hung on longer, people watching them on VHS and shit. Boski says, have you seen the movie Warfare? By far the most intense, immersive, and accurate war movie to date. I have watched it. I'm glad you liked it. I'll be honest, I wasn't that impressed. It was fine. It just didn't really feel like... It felt like part of a movie. It didn't feel like a fucking movie. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like this one very, very kind of small encounter that involved a handful of guys. Like, I don't know, man. It was fine. There was nothing objectively wrong with the movie. I didn't dislike the movie. I was just expecting more out of the movie. I was expecting maybe more of like a fucking Black Hawk Down or 13 Hours type of movie. And I didn't feel like I get that. I didn't feel like I got that. But I know a lot of people that liked it. David Jones says, more Brie Larson setting a record for sinking a franchise. God, I hope there's no more Brie Larson. I hope they never bring her back. I'm sure they will at some point. She'll probably be like in fucking Doomsday or Secret Wars just because she has been established as like a very powerful character in the Marvel Universe movies. But I hope they don't, honestly. I don't want to see her again. I don't even like that version of Captain Marvel. Like, it's not even the original version of Captain Marvel from the comics. She's the third version. She's like the fourth or fifth version of Captain Marvel in the comics. Because the first version was Marvel, who was a Kree soldier. The second version was Monica Rambeau. And then there was like another version in like the 90s. I forgot who that was. She might be like the fourth person to have the name of Captain Marvel in Marvel Comics. I don't know why she got the fucking movie. Doesn't make any sense. George says, I remember Ernest. There was even a commercial local trying to recreate Ernest, but it was not the same back in the late 80s. Yeah. Ernest was a big deal, man. Like he was like a fucking viral sensation before the internet. Like that's how he got famous. He was just doing local commercials and people were like fascinated with this dude. And so like they just started putting him in national commercials. And then that led to like him showing up on television shows and then getting fucking movies and shit. And he was just some dude playing a fucking character for local commercials. Cool story. So, you know. Corey says Brie Larson is the best actress alive. She single-handedly saved the MCU. That is funny. It's not true, but you know that. You know that's not true. Let's see. What else do we have up there? Trying to see. I was trying to look something up, but I'm not finding what I was looking for. Oh well. Let's see. Lowski says, hoping the next season of Invincible comes out early 2026. That show is nuts. Oh, I love Invincible. Invincible's a phenomenal show. I can't wait for the next season. George says, so Matt, is Fantastic Four better than Superman? It's a lot better than Superman. Like, it's a lot better than Superman. I enjoyed it a lot more than I enjoyed Superman. That being said, I like the character of Superman more than I like Fantastic Four as characters. But movie to movie, man, Fantastic Four is a much better movie. So, you know, it is what it is, I guess. But
Hi, Harold.
gotta mute my stuff popping up here. Let's see. Corey says, so how bad did Pedro fuck up the Fantastic Four? Not at all. He was a fucking great Reed Richards, which was another thing I was very concerned about because I did not see him as Reed Richards at all. I've read many, many, many comics over, you know, my lifetime with Reed Richards in it, and I have never seen Pedro Pascal play anything close to the type of character Reed Richards is supposed to be, and yet he did a fantastic job. That was another one of those things I was really worried about, and he fucking did great. Like, I liked him as Reed Richards. Like, I want to see more Reed Richards. They all did great, dude. Everybody, the entire cast did fucking great. Everybody they got did a fantastic job. Every character was cast wonderfully and did great in that movie. Now, would he have done a great job in, let's say, you know, if they just redid the 2005 Fantastic Four and played in that movie and that version of Reed Richards? Probably not. But that was a much, you know, campier version and more humor and stuff like that. And there's a little bit of humor in this movie, but not a lot. And most of the humor is I don't want to say dry humor, but not. It's you know, it's not campy or goofy humor at all. But it's got a little bit of fun humor and stuff because the characters are that way. You know what I mean? If you know Fantastic Four, I mean they're especially like Ben and Johnny are always kind of messing with each other a little bit and stuff like that, and so there is definitely humor in it, but not to that level. So, but yeah, he did a great job. I was surprised. Out of everybody that was cast, I was like, he's, I don't really, the chick playing Sue, I'm like, I've seen her in a handful of things, I'm sure she'll be fine. I like both the actors that were playing Ben and Johnny, because I've seen them in multiple other things, and I like both of them. Didn't know exactly how they do as those characters, but I was like, okay, I'm sure they can do a good job. Pedro Pascal was the one that I was like, I don't think he's going to do good as Reed Richards at all. I was pretty sure he would be the weak point of the cast, and he was not. There was no weak point in the cast. So I was very pleasantly surprised. Bulldog says, why is Yankee such a control freak? I don't know. Ask his therapist. I don't fucking know. I describe him as a control freak, but he's got very strong opinions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to get the fuck up out of here. I got another chat to get to, so if you want to watch Toy Chat, hop on over to my Geek Fusion channel. We'll go over there and talk about some toys and some geek stuff for a while. Other than that, I probably won't be doing a Geek Chat this weekend because I have to work all weekend, so I will probably see you guys next week. Hope you guys have a great fucking weekend. As always, deuces yo, shall not pee in fridge, all that good shit, and we'll see you guys later. Take it easy, guys.